So I want to welcome everyone to episode number 19 on the Trust After Trauma podcast. And each week we bring to you a deep conversation about some issues that might arise when you've experienced any form of trauma. And there's many, 18 before this one, many topics that might speak to your heart, might speak to your heart about a friend who might have gone through some traumatic experience. And tonight we have a very special guest. And Angel Velasquez is a paralegal. She has been involved in helping and supporting women and families through the legal system. And we're going to have an illuminating conversation. But first, I'm going to tell you the topic title is called Rebuilding Trust, Navigating the Legal System After Abuse. And Angel was born and raised in East Los Angeles, experiencing harsh realities of domestic violence early on, witnessing it firsthand in her best friend's home. Unfortunately, this exposure foreshadowed her own life as she endured an abusive marriage starting at the age of 19. Despite the challenges, Angel found the courage to break free from the cycle of abuse. Driven by determination to protect her children, and at 29, she began a new chapter, securing a job at a paralegal office and pursuing her education at the paralegal studies at Cerritos College and Pasadena City College. With over 2 decades of experience in family law, Angel has become a beacon of hope for many, founding Angel in My Corner, inspired by a client's dream. Her dedication to assisting others through their legal battles has earned her a reputation as a compassionate advocate. Through word of mouth, she continues to receive referrals, believing each client is a testament to divine intervention and mercy. I want to welcome you, Angel. I am so excited to be in this conversation today with you and have you share so much of your heart and your passion to be of loving service in this way, because the legal system can be scary. And so I just would love for you to share with us kind of what was that defining moment that you said, I really want to know about the legal rights of people who have experienced domestic abuse.
Hi, Jenna Grace. Well, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm really excited about this and to be able to share my family law experience. The defining point for me was basically through my own divorce. And I did have to go to a paralegal office to get the paperwork started. And while I was there, I realized I wasn't the only one going through a difficult divorce with little children. And it just made me want to learn more about the dynamics of the court system, because a lot of it is just paperwork. And so I decided, hey, I could do this. I'm enthused about it, and I want to learn more. So I decided to go back to school at age, I think I was like 30 something. That was fun. And I learned a lot, met a lot of great professors who helped me along the way. And I'm just grateful that I was able to get through the schooling and at the same time work at the LA Law Library and also through an attorney's office. And I just learned more, and it just engaged me more into doing it on my own for other people in my life that I knew that were going through domestic violence, through hard divorces and child custody cases.
My gosh, my heart just is in such gratitude for the work that you do, because when they're going through something like that, that's scary enough. But then to, when you say, oh, it's just filling out paperwork, well, that's not something that's, that feels easy and effortless when you're going through like fight or flight, right?
Mm,
I know
absolutely.
are the angel in their corner. And I love that it, that's your your title, because what you're doing really is being an angel for others in those particular scenarios. And can you share with us, I love stories, and I know others love stories too. Can you share maybe a story of someone that you have helped um, that really has thrived past your assistance in helping them move forward in their lives?
Yes, I do have one client in mind. I want to say she came to me about 8 or 10 years ago to start her divorce. And she was abused physically, sexually, emotionally, every which way. And, I started her divorce, and she would kind of disappear for a couple months, and I would reach out to her and she wouldn't respond back. And, I was giving her space and her time to allow her to find that moment where she's ready, file those documents. So throughout her whole ordeal these past years, she always calls me back. And just recently, finally, she got the divorce done. She got the judgment prepared. And she said, I feel like a new person. And with the money that she got from selling the home, the marital home, she was able to lease her own condo with her kids. It was more peaceful in the home. And she always calls me and thanks me out of nowhere. And I love that. So she really got through a lot. In 10 years almost, it took her to get through it. But now she's thriving. She has her own place. She's happy at work. Her kids are happy. The husband's not bothering her as much anymore. So she's living a good life, and she always tells me how grateful she is to me. And I'm word of mouth only, so I get a lot of referrals from my longtime clients.
Of course you do, and of course you would, because you are an angel in their corner. So when someone has a question, like something that you know doesn't feel like just a typical question, um is there some, I'm going to share your email address
Mm-hmm.
at the
Yes.
end of the podcast in the show notes, so people can reach out
Mm-hmm.
to you. But yeah, but is there something that you share with your clients as far as doing any kind of research or feeling more calm or comfortable about taking this legal step? Because the legal step is scary, because I've now been divorced for 22 years. So it's a scary step. And I know that your expertise really does help calm people's demeanor in going through this next step. Is there something that you do specifically to help people feel calmer during this trying time?
Yes. So I'm a big empath, and I listen to people. And in fact, people just open up to me. They come up and they're like an open book, and I'm reading and listening. So I noticed that the first call is getting information. Hi, how are you? Nice meeting you. Tell me what's going on, and they just let me know what's going on. I'm writing my notes. And I always tell them, don't think I'm not listening. I'm writing everything down. And they feel really grateful about that there's actually somebody who's just going to listen to them. And I'm not an attorney. I cannot give legal advice. I cannot represent you in court, but I could do everything else. All the paperwork. I can lead you in the right direction to what next steps you got to take. But I do notice that people, they appreciate being heard. And I give them the time. I always tell them, I'm not a traditional paralegal. You can call me or text me 24/7. You know, just and you can talk to me. You can ask me whatever you want. And as long as I can answer you and help you, I will get you through it. And they really appreciate that.
I think that's the number one human need is to be heard.
Hmm.
If you
That's
think
true.
children, babies, our first cries were that we needed something and we needed someone to hear us, right? And so innately we have that in us that we want to be heard. We want someone to listen and understand what we're going through. And
Hmm.
scary time, when you're going through something that's that uh, uh, unknown, to have someone like yourself to be able to ask the right, ask questions, get the right advice. So
Hmm.
would you say, what would you say the community support? We're just going to take this in just a little bit of direction. What what would you say the community support? How does that play in helping thrivers, helping women kind of get back into community environment and trusting they're safe and that they uh, feel as if they can re-engage with community and build another muscle of trust, getting back into life again in a new way.
The relief in their faces, in their voices, after the paperwork is done and filed. They need to trust someone who has experience, obviously, who's listening to them, who understands them. I mean, the reason why I relate to my clients so much is because I went through almost horrible divorce myself. My marriage was not great, 9 years of being verbally, emotionally, physically abused, and then finally getting out of that. So I can relate, I can put myself in their shoes. So I give them the time and the respect to talk to me, to ask me the questions, and then I could give them the direction. Um, Community engagement, as in with others going through the experience, or just getting back out there again after the trauma.
So again,
What is the question? What was the question on that one again?
getting back into the community and
Mm-hmm.
engaging after now they're no longer married or in an abusive situation. Is there anything that you would say as far as experiences that maybe some of your clients have gone through that, again, you shared a beautiful story of someone who, you know, got back on her feet, has her own place, and has a beautiful job that she loves, and her kids are thriving. And I guess that's really what I'm referring to is, the experience of getting back out into the world again, and also because you have supported her in feeling heard and getting the direction and the guidance that she needed. So let me turn the question again, maybe to, um, is there anything that as a paralegal you might uh, share as far as how someone who's really just going through an experience of post abuse, and is there anything that's needed or necessary after they've filed the papers and they've gotten past all of that? Is there anything that, I know each case is different,
Mm-hmm.
could be that there just is, maybe another story or another way that you can share uh, ways in which women can start to, again, trust themselves, trust the judicial system, trust trust the community that's here to support them, and if there's any specific legal um, information that also might be helpful.
Okay. So, you know, the statistics are that women will go back to abusive relationships 7 to 10 times before they make the decision to finally get out of it. Once they're out of it and they're ready to go a legal route, it is scary to go to the courthouse, and you got to stand in line. Everybody acts like they don't want to help you there. You know, they're like, here's the form, fill it out. And then you fill it out and you take it back, and they're like, you didn't do this, do that. You do it again, you take it back. Oh, you're missing this. You know, the clerk is going to go back and forth with you. And that is stressful for people. They give up at times. They're like, yeah, I went to the courthouse. I can't do it no more. Can you do it? And I'm like, yes, I'm here. I'm here to help you with that. So they got to get through the trauma, through the first step in taking a legal step, you know, going to the courthouse, or calling an attorney, or calling in a paralegal. I think attorneys really, they take a big retainer and they will do the work, but there's not a lot of good attorneys out there who will listen to their clients. They're in a hurry. They're just, hi, nice to meet you. Well, okay, you need this, and that's it. You don't really hear from them again. Then you have a paralegal like me, who you can call or go to the office, and you just tell them what you need, and they prepare your documents. Okay, so I cannot give legal advice. I cannot represent you in court, but I could definitely push you in the right direction. So if a woman comes to me and she needs a restraining order, I'm going to ask for all the evidence. We need pictures, text, anything. If she's coming to me and she's like, I need to get a divorce, okay, I'm going to take down all her, date of marriage, date of separation.
How many children do you have? How many assets do you own? A home? There's so many things. And it's not just one set of documents. It's not just one form. There's lots of forms that need to be filled out, describing all of these things to the court so that the judge can understand. So when I'm helping them fill out their paperwork, I have them review it, and I have them sign it. And once it's signed, it's going to the court. A lot of people, with custody issues, it's hard because they're still going through it, even through the legal process. Their husband or their boyfriend or whoever is still giving them a very hard time. So I always encourage everybody to document everything. A date, a time, what happened, who was there. Basically, like a witness declaration. I'll tell them, get a notebook or send yourself an email, because sometimes I've had clients where the person who's abusing them will find their notebooks and destroy them and tear them up, and then they have nothing. So on text messages, screenshot. All of these are tangible ways to show the court system that they need help, that they need orders for custody, visitation, child support, spousal support, property division. All of that comes into play, and it needs to be documented. So I always tell my clients, please document everything, any important papers you have, put them away, scan them, upload them, email them to yourself, where that person will not find them and destroy them or take them from you, because that will hurt you in your case later on when you can't prove that you made payments on the car, or you whatever the issue would be. So definitely they need that direction when it comes to the legal system, because like I said, it's overwhelming to be at the court, to be going through the things you're going through, trying to fill out paperwork. And so a paralegal, I think, or a legal document assistant is the best route to go, the most inexpensive route to go as well. There are organizations out there like Doves that will help you with paperwork. They're amazing. So wherever you can get the support, if you know somebody that knows somebody, get a number, just call them, ask questions. It doesn't mean you have to take that step right then and there, but I know that when people call me, they're ready. They're
Yeah.
ready to do it. And I'm there to help them get through it and through the whole process from the beginning to the end.
Well, and also, I can really respect everything that you offer, and preparation also provides peace.
Mhm.
Getting, again, rebuilding trust, even trusting themselves to call the right person, or call you, or call, a paralegal, or someone like Doves that would help them fill out the paperwork, or whatever the case may be. But because you have decades of experience in so many scenarios, I believe that, the things that you have shared with me that were a part of what you do as the process is priceless. It's priceless, especially scary times. So, yeah. And are there any, because I know you are an empath, and as we just come full circle and we kind of wrap this up, and you are Angel in my corner, is there anything like tools that you invite them to possibly do to care for themselves during this challenging time?
I do. So, like I said, I'm not a traditional paralegal where you're going to go sit in an office and it's, just boring or just structured. I'm a type of person, um, if somebody's crying on the phone, I'm going to soothe them and tell them it's okay, let it out. Let it out. Um, I always say if you believe in a higher power, now is the time to give it to them, to give it to God. Um, you're going to have somebody now who's going to help you get through it. But to nurture yourself, you need to have that peace of mind to actually sit still, maybe meditate, do some breathing exercises, some yoga, anything to release the tension and then center yourself again. And I tell this to people and they're like, oh, okay, well, I do breathe, or I do believe in God, or I haven't talked to God for a long time, one person told me. And I said, well, maybe now's the time. It's really easy. Just, hey, God, it's me. I'm here. I'm going through this. I need help. So I do encourage them to tap into their spiritual side. If I see that, if I hear something like, yes, I'm a believer, okay, pray, pray. And don't worry about paperwork because I got you on that. No matter what, I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to make sure that your kids are safe. That if they need therapy, that get them therapy. I'm a big advocate for children counseling as well because they're the real victims in all of this. They saw everything. They see things changing. They notice, hey, mom's gone now, dad's gone now. Um, and then they do bad in school. That's always the first sign. The teacher's going to call you, hey, little Joe is, misbehaving. A lot of my clients are like, well, yeah, we're going through a divorce right now. And so to get counseling for children is a big thing for me. I always tell them, get them in counseling no matter what. You get yourself in counseling too. Therapy is really helpful for family law issues because like I said, a lot of time they can't talk to anybody about these things. Their family members are already tired of it. Their friends are tired of hearing about it. So to have a fresh person, legal, who knows what they're doing, um, giving them, the direction that they need, I think they feel a lot better about themselves. So yeah, I definitely want them to tap into their spiritual side through it all.
Even the title of this podcast, Trust After Trauma, is about trusting in a higher power, trusting in God, trusting in the right choices and decisions, trusting that there is peace after this tumultuous experience, and having someone in your corner to help you navigate the things that need to be navigated in order for you to experience a better life. And everything with Grace's Place is about ending the generational cycles of abuse and the
I
generational,
love that. Mm.
yeah, with the statistics that women go back 7 to 10 times. All the programs that we're offering, and even the podcast and the information that we're providing to people, is giving them the tools and the invitation and the inspiration for them to know that they deserve the best life possible. So
Yes.
I just want to thank you from the bottom of my
Mm.
heart. I really enjoyed and learned so much today. And I'm so grateful for the work that you're doing out there for women and their families, and knowing that there is an angel in your corner. And I will have Angel's email address and in the show notes. And this will come out on Friday, on October 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're watching it then, fantastic. And again, if you know anyone, any woman that's going through a challenging time and just really does need to speak to a paralegal, an angel in her for her corner, Angel is the one to reach out to. So from my heart to yours, Angel, thank you so much. Much love, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Jenna Grace. Have a beautiful day.